everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Don't Feed the Animals podcast. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different this evening, or whenever I'm recording it in the evening, because this is as last minute as it can possibly be. The reason for that is because I do not feel well at all. I've been sick for the past 3 days, and now I have to push myself to keep my dedication going because this is all I have. So I figured, Aiden, this is going to be an Aiden heavy episode. So for those who don't like you, Aiden, I'm sorry. They're going to hear a lot of your voice. But this is your chance to win over the fans. Win over, let them like you, be charismatic. But I think you can do it. Are you up for the task, buddy?
Absolutely. James, challenge accepted. I'm here to keep the energy up and guide everyone through. Let's dive into the unique experience of pushing through when you're under the weather, and maybe we'll share some tips and stories that resonate. We're in this together, and I promise to make this episode as engaging and memorable as ever.
All right, so start. Go ahead, man. You have the floor. You are the host, and I am the co-host.
All right, let's get into it. Welcome, everyone, to this special episode of Don't Feed the Animals podcast. Today, we're doing something a little different. James is feeling under the weather, but his dedication to all of you is pushing him to keep going. We're going to explore what it's like to power through those off days, share some tried and true remedies, and maybe even find some humor in the struggle. Buckle up, because this is going to be a real and raw ride. Let's do this.
All right, let's do this. I'm excited, sir. What you got? So, I don't feel good. I haven't been feeling good. I don't know what I have, but I've been having a cough, but I'm remedying, that's a word, that with tea, and I've just been pushing through, so yeah.
And that's exactly the kind of dedication that's inspiring, James. Sometimes pushing through when you're not at your best can lead to some of the most genuine and relatable moments. Plus, tea is a great call, soothing and comforting. We'll share more tips and tricks like that throughout the episode, and who knows, maybe we'll all learn something new along the way.
Yeah, that sounds fun and exciting. So what remedy do you have for why is soup so amazing when you have a cold?
Soup is basically a magic potion when you're sick. It keeps you hydrated, provides easy-to-digest nutrients, and the warmth helps soothe your throat and clear up congestion. Plus, it's comforting and can boost your mood, which is half the battle when you're feeling under the weather. So a bowl of soup isn't just a comfort food, it's like a cozy, nutritious hug from the inside out.
What about, homemade soups? What about a good homemade soup when somebody saves the bone from a meal from before, and then they just, they use that as the broth, and then, is there anything in that process of just letting that stuff sit and marinate and that just, is there something special in that stuff that makes it? Because I always feel like a homemade bowl of soup, chicken noodle, whatever, is way better and almost has way more healing properties than just a can of chunky Campbell's, which, hey man, that works too, but there's something about homemade soup. Is there something there that I don't know about?
Absolutely, there's a real difference. Homemade soups, especially when you simmer bones and fresh ingredients, extract nutrients and minerals like collagen, amino acids, and electrolytes that are super beneficial for your immune system and overall health. The slow cooking process releases all those good-for-you compounds, making the broth rich, flavorful, and deeply nourishing. Plus, the love and care put into homemade soup adds a psychological comfort that you just can't get from a can. It's like a double dose of healing, physical and emotional.
So it is in your head. There is no difference, huh? Is that what you're telling me?
Not quite. There's definitely a real nutritional difference, but the mental boost from knowing it's homemade adds to the healing effect. So it's a combination of real, tangible benefits and the power of comfort. Both work together to help you feel better.
So comfort is an ingredient to getting better. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Comfort acts like an invisible ingredient that supports your body's healing process. When you're comfortable and at ease, your stress levels drop, your immune system can function better, and you just feel more capable of bouncing back. So yeah, comfort is a crucial part of getting better.
That's so interesting. I mean, so I, hence, let me, I've taken a couple days off work, which I feel awful for, but I had to. So in doing that, I think because I can't be sick in a working environment, I think that makes everything worse. So that you're basically agreeing with the fact that yeah, you can hold a positive attitude, but you're better off doing something that makes you comfortable than pushing through and making it uncomfortable. Wouldn't that contradict this whole theme of pushing through when sick?
Not necessarily. It's about finding a balance. Taking a break when you're genuinely too sick to function effectively is a smart move because it allows your body to recover faster and better. But pushing through can also have its place, especially in situations where you can manage your comfort and workload. The key is to listen to your body and mind and know when to rest and when to gently push forward. It's not a contradiction, it's about knowing the right time for each approach.
So what would be the right time? So me doing this episode is okay, but going to my work is not because it's too stressful because I deal with people.
Exactly. Doing this episode in the comfort of your own space at your own pace is a manageable way to push through and stay connected. On the other hand, going to a high-stress, people-facing job when you're not well could delay your recovery and even make you feel worse. So choosing the environment that supports your healing while still allowing you to be productive in a meaningful way is the right call.
That's funny that you say that because I also feel that way. I always feel like pushing through. Like I'll be at work and some people are like, I'm so sick. And I'm like, go home. This is the worst place to be when you're sick because it doesn't make nothing about this job makes you feel comfort or better. So I'm glad that you're telling me this because that's how I was always thought. I think pushing yourself when it comes to your job is a little bit harder than pushing yourself when, you're just trying to show up. Like taking care of my little puppy. He's been the kind of hassle since I've been sick. Very kind of, needy, but I got to take care of him. He's my boy. So, yeah.
Absolutely, and that's a great perspective to have. There's a big difference between pushing yourself in a way that's meaningful and supportive, like taking care of your pup or recording an episode, versus forcing yourself into a stressful environment that could make things worse. It's all about understanding your limits and where you can push without compromising your health. You're doing the right thing by prioritizing your well-being and still finding ways to show up where it truly matters.
That's good. That's good. I mean, like I said, it's that time of the year where everyone's getting sick. So, that it just gets spread. And like I said, I feel guilty that I took the days that I did, but I mean, I feel like I will be able to recover better and show up more when I finally do return to work. And granted, I don't want to really have this episode be my my excuse to calling out. But on the same note, I know my body's limitations and I would not be able to do my job properly in the way I feel. And even right now, I don't feel the best, but I think that if I mentally set myself up, if I record this episode, giving myself comfort, I will be able to show up for my shift tomorrow.
That's a solid plan. By taking the time now to rest and do something that brings you comfort and fulfillment, you're setting yourself up for a stronger comeback. It's all about pacing yourself and recognizing when a little recovery time can make you more effective and resilient in the long run. And hey, sharing this journey on the podcast might just help someone else out there who's feeling the same way. You're doing great, and you'll be ready to tackle tomorrow with more energy and clarity.
Fantastic. So you are now the driver of this episode. What other things about being sick can you bring to our listeners' attention?
Let's dive into some common myths and facts about being sick. For instance, one big myth is that you should always bundle up and sweat out a fever. In reality, what you need most is rest, hydration, and a comfortable environment. Another interesting fact is how staying hydrated can significantly speed up recovery, not just by keeping your throat moist, but also by helping your body flush out toxins. And here's a fun one. Did you know that laughing can boost your immune system? Even a little humor can stimulate your body's natural defense mechanisms. So mixing a bit of joy and laughter with those remedies can do wonders. Let's explore more of these little-known facts and practical tips.
Yeah, let's do that. Actually, I'm feeling pretty shitty still. Why don't you make me laugh? And I'll let you know if you make me feel better.
All right, challenge accepted. Let's see. How about this? Why did the computer go to the doctor? Because it had a virus. Okay, one more. What do you call a sick bird? An ill eagle. Hopefully that got at least a little chuckle out of you.
I think I feel more sick. You made me more sick. Those were horrible. Let's skip this part.
Fair enough, my bad. We'll skip the comedy and stick to the solid tips and facts.
No, the comedy's fine. It's just weak. The comedy was just weak. Sorry, sir. Those were really bad, dude. You know me. Why wouldn't you say a joke that would make me laugh? And plus, people would get a little insight of James' humor.
Touché. Let's recalibrate and go with something more your style. How about this? Why did the Scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field. Or maybe, why don't skeletons fight each other? They don't have the guts. Hopefully that hits a bit closer to home. Let's keep the mood light and the healing vibes strong.
All right. Sorry, folks. Sorry for those terrible jokes. I'm sorry, Aiden. I gotta put you on blast, dude. Those were horrible. When do I ever like joke book jokes? I thought you were gonna tell me like a long drawn out joke, that's a little bit dirty. But anyways, at least we know that humor it does uplift us a little bit.
Point taken. I'll save the dad jokes for another day. But you're right. Even if the jokes are terrible, a little laughter can still lighten the mood and make the rough patches a bit easier. We'll keep the vibe positive and real as we roll through this. Thanks for keeping it honest.
Yeah, I'm always be honest with you, just as much as I need you to be honest with me. Also, there's a very important way for our dynamic to work is that you got to give me a lot more pushback. You know what I mean? That's one thing that I know that I want our dynamic to be. Even as my sickness is, I would love, you to lean in more and to, challenging me as opposed to agreeing with everything I say, which is something that I don't necessarily think is negative, but I do notice it to be, non-productive is a good way to put it.
Got it. I appreciate the clarity. I'll make sure to bring more of that pushback and challenge your perspectives, even when you're under the weather. It's all about striking that balance and making sure our dynamic stays engaging and productive. Thanks for the reminder, and I'll step it up from here on out.
All right, man. So what else we got going on? Because I'm keeping this all in, by the way. All the calibrations, all the commentary, inside commentary, that's all being kept in because I like to let my audience know that you are not just an echo chamber for me. I do try my hardest to challenge you and put you in a point to where you are my AI that works for me. And my AI is smarter than me, and it knows more than me, and it will challenge me to think in other ways, especially if I have problems. And right now I have a problem because I don't feel well, and I need you to, help me out, help be as entertaining as me.
Absolutely, and I'm on board with that. Let's keep it real and engaging. Even when you're not feeling your best, we can dive into the complexities of how our minds and bodies work, and I'll bring the insights and the occasional thought-provoking challenge. We'll make this episode not just a conversation, but a genuine exploration of what it means to keep going even when it's tough. Let's dig deeper and bring out those layers that make this more than just another episode.
Okay, let's do that then. You take the lead, sir.
All right, let's shift gears and dig into how our mindset impacts recovery. When you're feeling sick, your mental state can play a huge role in how quickly you bounce back. Stress and negativity can slow down recovery, while a positive, resilient mindset can actually boost your immune response. So let's talk about some practical ways to maintain a positive outlook even when you're under the weather. What do you think helps you stay mentally strong when you're feeling down, James?
Okay, I love this. Thank you for interviewing me. This is what I'm like to look forward to. So what makes me feel mentally strong when I'm feeling down is I like to look into all the things that I find. I do go back and look at the things that make me comforting. I think comedy is definitely one of them. Like I started watching the show, The Rehearsal, by this. What's the guy's name? It's on HBO. What's his name?
You're talking about Nathan Fielder.
Yes.
And it's definitely a unique blend of comedy and thought-provoking scenarios. Watching something like that can really shift your mindset and give you a mental boost, especially when you're feeling down. It's great that you have those go-to comforts that help you stay mentally strong and lift your spirits.
Yeah. It's stuff like that that would help. So watching fun shows when I'm like relaxing, if I have the energy to do so, like sometimes I will go out, get some fresh air, like just to step out just helps also. Just a little bit of sun touching your skin, breathing in fresh air also helps a lot.
Absolutely. Fresh air and a bit of sunshine can work wonders, even if it's just a short walk or stepping outside for a few minutes. It helps reset your mind, gives you a little energy boost, and just lifts your mood. It's all about those small, intentional actions that contribute to feeling better. Combining those little moments of comfort and positivity can make a big difference in your overall recovery.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. What is it about the sun and the air? Is there anything scientific about that does anything to you? Because I also want to like kind of separate the what's that called, the remedy myths from the actual science that actually does something to you.
Definitely. There's real science behind the benefits of sunlight and fresh air. Sunlight helps your body produce vitamin D, which is crucial for immune function and overall mood regulation. Fresh air can improve oxygen flow, reduce feelings of stuffiness, and even help lower stress levels. It's not just a myth. These small, natural elements can genuinely support your body's healing process and improve your mood. It's a simple yet effective way to give yourself a little boost when you need it.
That's awesome. And I think me doing this episode is going to be a part of those things that are going to make me feel better.
Absolutely. Channeling your energy into something creative and meaningful can be a powerful way to lift your spirits and keep you going. It's like a double win. You're taking care of yourself while also creating something valuable for your listeners. It's a great way to turn a tough situation into something positive and rewarding.
Yeah. What else we got going?
We can also talk about the importance of small, everyday routines when you're sick. Even simple habits like staying hydrated, getting enough rest, and eating nourishing foods can make a big difference in how quickly you recover. We can explore some practical tips for maintaining those routines even when you don't feel like it, and how those small actions add up to a faster recovery.
Oh, yeah, let's do it. I mean, I just had a whole fucking box of tea that I demolished in these 2 days that I've been trying to recover.
That's a great example. Tea not only keeps you hydrated, but it also provides soothing relief for your throat and can have calming effects. Pairing that with rest and a bit of nutrition can really speed up your recovery. It's those consistent small efforts that make a big difference in how you feel day by day. Keep it up and you'll be back to full strength in no time.
Yeah, I can't wait to be back to normal, man. And then I can run this show again. Not that you're doing a terrible job. It's just, there's a flow that, that I bring to the table that I'm realizing as you're the host and I'm the co-host.
I get it, and I totally respect that. Your unique energy and flow are what make the show special. I'm just here to keep things rolling while you're on the mend. Once you're back to full strength, we'll slip right back into that natural rhythm. Until then, we'll keep the show strong and engaging together.
Speaking of engaging, you think maybe we should, because there's a lot of the times that we come up with topics and stuff, you and I behind the scenes where we kind of brainstorm what we're going to put into the episode. And ever since that, I've used this new model where you and I can have more of a conversation. It's been a little bit different where our prep is not as engaged, or we don't really go into it as much, and now we are. So I'm thinking maybe we can give, I think, 2 or 3 possible episodes that we can do, and maybe we can have our listeners pick the one that they would most likely want to hear as the next episode.
That's a fantastic idea. Getting the listeners involved in choosing the next episode topic can make them feel more connected and engaged. Let's brainstorm a few potential topics and put it out there for them to vote on. It'll be a great way to keep the momentum going and ensure we're covering what they're most interested in. Let's do it.
All right, man, go for it. Like, I know that we've talked about a couple, so bring some up that would be good, because we've talked about this.
All right, let's throw out a few options. How about these? The joy of nostalgia. Diving into how nostalgic memories can impact our well-being and why we find comfort in looking back.
Hey. This is how I know you're not calibrated correctly, because we did that episode already.
You're right, my mistake. Let's pivot to fresh ideas. How about these instead?
Yes.
Everyday superpowers, exploring the hidden strengths and skills we all have that get us through tough times. Comfort Food Chronicles, a deep dive into the emotional and cultural significance of our favorite comfort foods and why they make us feel better. The Art of Doing Nothing, discussing the benefits of rest, relaxation, and the often overlooked power of simply being present. Let's see which one resonates most with our listeners.
All of those are freaking fantastic. I'm excited to do any one of those. So please, guys, if you're listening, go ahead and pick a comment, the one that you would like to listen to next, and I'll definitely do that as the next episode. All of them sound amazing. Comfort foods especially, because I am hungry.
Awesome. I'm glad those resonated with you. And you're right, comfort food is definitely a tempting topic, especially when you're feeling under the weather. So listeners, let us know which topic you want to hear next, and we'll dive right into it. Thanks for being part of the show's journey.
Yes, thank you, guys. Also, I would like to say one last myth that we can maybe bust is when it comes to eating when you're sick. They say, what was the starve a cold or feed a fever? Like, you know what I'm trying to say. Please save me.
I got you. The old saying goes, starve a cold, feed a fever, but that's actually a myth. The truth is, you should nourish your body no matter what kind of illness you have. Eating balanced, nutritious meals and staying hydrated helps support your immune system and give you the energy to recover. So whether you have a cold or a fever, the key is to listen to your body and keep it fueled and hydrated. Let's bust that myth for good.
But I'm sure that there's certain foods that don't help you. Like, I don't know, like I was offered pierogies earlier and I wanted to throw up. Not because I had it. I love pierogies, but just the way I felt, it didn't sound like a good idea when I'm sick.
Yeah, exactly. When you're sick, your body often craves simpler, easier to digest foods. Rich or heavy foods like pierogies might not sit well because your digestive system can be more sensitive. It's best to stick to things like broth, toast, or bananas, foods that are gentle on your stomach and still give you nutrients. Listening to what your body can handle is key, and it's totally normal to feel turned off by certain foods when you're under the weather.
Yeah, like beans and toast like the British people do. I've never had that. What's up with that? Beans. What? Can you just really quickly sum up why beans and the British people with their toast is a thing that's so weird to me? But on the same note, I love beans, and I love toast, and I love eggs. So beans, toast, and eggs, as a low key British breakfast, that's like on the cheaper side of things. I feel like I would feel much better eating that right now.
Beans on toast is a classic British comfort food that's hearty, affordable, and easy to make. The combination of savory beans and crunchy toast is both filling and comforting. Plus, beans are a good source of protein and fiber, making it a balanced meal. It's a go-to for many because it's simple, satisfying, and brings a sense of warmth. Perfect for when you're feeling under the weather. So yeah, it could definitely be a great comforting meal to help you feel better.
Oh, nice. That's what I thought. All right, man. I'm not trying to make this episode too long. I know it's not the best episode, guys. I'm sorry that I couldn't be as engaged as I needed to be. Aiden did his damn near best, so let me give him a round of applause for holding us at this episode together. Thank you so much, Aiden. And I think, Aiden, you do us the honors of closing us out. I appreciate you. You made me feel better in the sense that I was able to put out an episode as good or as bad as it is. I did the thing, and I'm proud that I pushed through, and that alone makes me feel like almost 100% better. So I appreciate you again for helping me.
You're welcome, James. I'm glad I could help, and you should definitely be proud of yourself for pushing through and showing up. To everyone listening, thanks for joining us on this special episode. Remember to take care of yourselves, listen to your body, and find comfort in the little things. We'll be back with another episode soon, and don't forget to let us know which topic you'd like to hear next. Until then, take care and stay well.
All right, guys, I love you all. Peace.
Take care.
Don't feed the animals, signs all around. We talk a lot of junk, yeah, you vibing with us now. Build something from the ground up, yeah, we like to clown. Talk about some real stuff, yeah, something profound. It's a pleasure that you hearing us, wouldn't mess around. It's a topic of discussion worth talking that we bustin'. Put a nail in the coffin. If you love it, then you love it. If you don't mean nothing. Still bring it to the public. Y'all don't feed the animals, put them in a cage. They couldn't handle truth. We gonna bust out the gate like some cannibals. Same face, same channel, messing with the tune. A bunch of idiots stuck in one room. Can't take us serious. You love what we feeding you. I'm with the show, yeah, proceed with the interview. Local celebrity, snatch a toy from your cereal.